Collision has been one of the oldest sports for marbles to assert dominance. So that's why we're here at Fencer Flight, the oldest collision ground in this marble world. Most people think that collision is just bumping other marbles to the ground, but no, there's way more aspects to it, such as release and marble control. Yeah, those play a really big part. Anyways, here are the standings so far. We have changed Burgundy to cannot top half finish, and Silhouettes cannot podium, as the maximum number of points they can get is 122, and Azure, who are 5th place, already surpassed that mark. And congratulations on Lion's Mane for getting a huge 45 points haul into events and getting overall 3rd. Now, Collision is a really simple event, so there will be no demo. Oh yes, and did I mention the coach of the Lion's Mane? We have a special guest here, yeah. He will be watching over the Lion's Mane this event. And now first seed we have the Era of Slimes and the Silhouettes. I'm interested to see how this one plays out, as this is similar to Jousting, and the Silhouettes actually got 10 points in Jousting. Oh, but they actually beat the Era of Slimes 1-0, and just look at that. Ooh. 3 of the Era of Slimes go down, and one Silhouette manages to keep control. And our second heat, the Lion's Mane and the Blood Cells. The Lion's Mane are looking really anxious here, as their coach is literally watching them. And we're off, and all the marbles burst out everywhere, but one Lion's Mane manages to stay on the board. And oh my gosh, a hard impact there, and the Lion's Mane, the survivor, actually uses a fence to stop himself from falling. And now the Ocean Potion and the Sharks here. Let's see if the Ocean Potion can keep up their team medals. As we're off, and where did everyone go? Oh, both teams have been completely wiped. Now our tiebreaker here, and they're tied again. They're tied again. The Ocean Potion on the top, the Sharks on the bottom, as we go into our 3rd tiebreaker, and the Sharks win 1-0. Now you can see the Sharks in a really safe position there. I think that made them win. Now we have the Mangrove and the Whizzing Whales. The Mangrove here looking for another medal, while the Whizzing Whales just looking here to defend their lead. And we're off. Oh, the Mangrove. Oh, they use the Hobbles track to stop themselves. That's a really smart tactic. You see here, an incredible linear form by the Mangrove allows one of their marbles to go unscathed. And that is the only survivor that they have. And now it's the Glass Blowers and the Solitaire Confinement. Glass Blowers were once leaders. They really need to revive their standings with these last 3 events. And they both false start. But it's even. It's equal. So we're going to do a tiebreaker here. 1-1 tied. Glass Blowers and Solitaire Confinement. They're off now. And it's another tie, just like the Sharks and the Ocean Potion. And now they go again. With each passing round, the arena gets more dilapidated. And the Glass Blowers 3-1 the Solitaire Confinement there. Yeah, let's see how they did it. Looks like they sandwiched one of their marbles in between the Eraser and the Hobbles track, and another one just lay on the corner of the Hobbles track. And now the St. Patrick's Day and the Cool Swirls. Cool Swirls are just 2 medals away from hunting down the Whizzing Whales. Can they do it here? Well, they're off, and it looks like no, they can't. The St. Patrick's Day will 1-0 them. One of them just rolls off right there. The rolling off took half this clip. See right there, just rolls slow and steady. There it goes. And now the Sunrays and the Dream Skulls. Wait, no, it's the Magnifiers and the Dream Skulls here. Yeah, both of them are pretty far back in the standings, so they really need a good finish. And it looks like the Dream Skulls 2-0. The Magnifiers. So the Dream Skulls have quite a curve formation there. That's new. It looks like one of them just curves, almost goes down, but he just doesn't. Just rests on the edge. And now Sunrays and the Azure. The Azure is in the middle pack, which means a medal can change anything right here. And they want their podium back, and they won't get it, as the Sunrays will 2-0 them. Sunrays had a really interesting tactic here. Yeah, they just put one of their marbles into that little circle on the Hot Wheels track, which is just enough to fit their size. That's a really smart tactic, and our heats are concluded. We can see the Magnifiers get another goose egg, and the Ocean Push gets 7 points, which makes them the best of the worst. And now our quarterfinals commence. The Sharks and the Silhouettes are first in line. And we're off. Looks like the Sharks, interesting tactic there. But they fall off. The Silhouettes almost hold on, and now they're tied. We're going into the tiebreaker right now. And now it looks like the Sharks will implement the Sunrays tactic. As you can see here, one Sharks marble just springs back and locks itself in place there. Leveling up the tactic by the extreme, and it looks like here we have the Dreamskulls and the Glass Blurs going up next. Both of them really need good results here as we're off. And also the Dreamskulls really spread out in their formation there. But it works. They're tied 1-1, and now we're in with our first tiebreaker. The bad position of the Glass Burst of our led to a really slow release. And looks like the Dreamskulls slam on the brakes there. Wow. Yeah, as you can see here, the Glass Burst really we're in the wrong place there. Dreamskulls slowly trickling down the collision board as well as that Glass Burst right there. Lou uses the eraser to stop himself, which led to Dreamskulls' victory 2-1. Didn't know the maneuvers were so complex, and now you have the Sunrays and the St. Patrick's Day. St. Patrick's Day willing to hunt down the Whizzing Whales, the current leader right now. As we're off with a huge collision, the Sunrays don't do their tactic, but the St. Patrick's Day is led to a 1-0 victory. St. Patrick's Day had a really weak formation this round, but they still advanced, so who cares? And now we have Lionsmane and the Mangrove. This heat brings us back to jousting. The previous event, the gold medalists versus the bronze medalists in that event, now in collision, and now we're off. The Mangrove have one just chilling by the Hot Wheels track there, and they will take that 1-0 victory. Mangrove and the Lionsmane both have really chaotic formations, but the Mangrove reigns superior. And that concludes our semifinals. The Silhouettes get their second double-digit score, and the Glass Blurs, despite being uneven surfaces, they get 11 points. Wow, kudos to those two, as we begin with our semifinals. And first up, we have two ferocious teams, the Mangrove and the St. Patrick's Day, going against each other. As we're off, St. Patrick's Day have one square in the middle, and the eraser just saves that Mangrove marble. And no, this is the St. Patrick's Day biggest fear, tiebreakers. But the St. Patrick's Day, they're still in the game. That other Mangrove marble remains unscathed though, as we begin with our second tiebreaker. And it looks like the St. Patrick's Day will win it 2-1. The St. Patrick's Day are officially in for 20 or 25 points right now, as the Mangrove are on their way for yet another bronze. As we begin with our second semi-final, the Dreamskulls and the Sharks. The Dreamskulls and the Sharks really need a good finish, which will help in the standings. And we're off, and the Sharks do another of their tactic, or the Sunrays tactic, more preferably. And look at that, they have a really wild formation out of the gate, but they still do the tactic flawlessly. And now we're in for the third place match. The Dreamskulls and the Mangrove, both of them are hungry for a medal right now. The Dreamskulls especially need it. As we're off, and a 3-1 victory for the Mangrove, which is what a domination right there. Dreamskulls, you see there, won their marbles, has insane control, but the Mangrove, just look at those 3 marbles. As we commence the long-awaited final, the Sharks and the St. Patrick's Day. Sharks putting up a performance today. Their orchestration of all these tactics and collisions today was purely amazing. As we proceed now, and the St. Patrick's Day get 2. The Sharks only have 1 sandwich in between 2 erasers. Now we analyze this last final match. Look at the Sharks' amazing form there. The big marbles from St. Patrick's Day getting sent over there. It looks like one of the small ones rides the eraser and just practically single-handedly saves his own team from a tiebreaker. And the other one just sits just behind the edge, his heart racing right now. And he just stays there, and this is our medal ceremony on Fencer Flight. The St. Patrick's Day, first place, the Sharks second, and the Mangrove third. Congratulations to all the podium finishers, especially Mangrove and Sharks, as Mangrove, this is their second medal in a row, and Sharks, as they were really practical. And also, how can I forget the St. Patrick's Day for winning the overall gold. And here are the points we're understanding so far. The Cool Stars are off the podium as the St. Patrick's Day takes second place with 143 points, just 1 point behind the Lionsmane. Also, Blood Cells, from Blood Cells down to Sunrays, they can't win this season anymore, but they can still, it's a really slim chance though, but they can still podium and auto-qualify for the next season. With 122 points, Ocean Potion is in the danger zone as we move on to event 15, Elimination Race. See you there.